That is coming along, as you see, very well. They have no Navy, it's been knocked out. They have no Air Force, it's been knocked out. They have no air detection, that's been knocked out. Their radar has been knocked out. And just about everything's been knocked out.
We are now 4 days into our conflict with Iran. The State Department announced it's preparing military and charter flights for Americans who want to leave the Middle East. Good afternoon. I'm Felicia Lawrence.
And I'm Jenny Renovich in today for Dustin. Today, Iran has increased its strikes against U.S. targets and allies. Also, right now, top officials in the Trump administration are briefing Congress on this widening conflict.
Lee Waldman has the latest from Washington.
Smoke seen rising from the U.S. consulate in Dubai after being struck by a suspected Iranian drone, according to a source in the region. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump praised the progress of the U.S. military operation in Iran.
They have no Navy, it's been knocked out. They have no Air Force, it's been knocked out.
Hundreds of people have been killed in recent days after the U.S. and Israel launched a fierce bombing campaign on Iran. At least 6 U.S. service members based in Kuwait have died. Senate Armed Services Chairman Roger Wicker says he expects senators to discuss a potential supplemental defense funding bill during a briefing with top Trump administration officials this afternoon.
I commend the administration and the leadership in the department for coming down strong in favor of this quantum leap in national defense.
The briefing comes as questions continue to be raised by lawmakers on shifting explanations for the strikes.
I am troubled by the lack of a rationale. That's why you bring something like this to Congress.
An Iranian media outlet also reporting today that the son of the former supreme leader, a figure long seen as a potential successor, is alive.
The worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? You go through this and then in 5 years you realize you put somebody in who was no better.
I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
And drivers are seeing the biggest one-day jump in gas prices since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. According to AAA, the national average was 11 cents higher today. The average price of gas is now $3.11 a gallon, and the spike follows Iran's retaliatory attacks targeting oil infrastructure and several oil-rich U.S. allies in the region. As always, you can check for the lowest gas prices across central Indiana. We've placed that information on our website, WTHR.com/gas prices. You can take a look at prices near you.
Well, now to the impact on the stock market. Global stocks remained volatile for a second day with the conflict in the Middle East. The Dow Jones Industrial Average crashed 1,200 points in early trading, but rebounded down about 300 points.
And the situation in the Middle East is constantly changing. We're actually staying on top of all the major developments on air and online at WTHR.com, as well as streaming on WTHR+.
All right, closer to home, tonight the city of Indianapolis says it is now taking steps toward implementing that new Vision Zero policy.
So that's their goal, to eliminate traffic deaths and serious injuries by 2035. Our Jenna Webster spoke to city leaders today. Can you share what updates you learned?
Yeah, the biggest thing that this task force is saying is that there is work happening behind the scenes. You might not be seeing it, but they are working on it. We are, again, just 3 months into a 10-year policy. Those changes won't be immediate, but there are some ideas being worked on.
When summer comes around, you can count on seeing bikers and walkers enjoying the city's many trails. But while pedestrians make up 5% of roadway users, they make up more than 40% of fatal crashes in the last 5 years. Indianapolis says those numbers are coming down year over year, but not enough.
But that success factor is going to come down to how everyone uses our roadways.
The city is 3 months into its 10-year Vision Zero goal of eliminating traffic fatalities by 2035. For every fatal crash, a review of the roadway is done and safety recommendations will be given. Sometimes those recommendations are from an engineering perspective of potential construction projects or deployment of what we call our quick build program. The quick build program is just what it sounds like. A quick fix, like bollards.
When I think about the quick build program, I think about opportunities to create a space within our public infrastructure where people are mindful of what they're doing.
DPW Director Todd Wilson says we'll start seeing more of those this year. There are also 19 tactical urbanism projects scheduled for this year, double from last year. Those are the most visible signs we'll see of increasing roadway safety, but many of the changes might be less noticeable, like traffic signal timing changes. DPW cameras are already helping monitor that at some intersections.
Sir, since we've employed the VIN check policy, we've had a lot more time to address those community complaints with traffic citations. He said there's been a 56% increase.
IMPD is stepping up enforcement, especially in school zones or high accident areas. Education is key too, with officers spending more time talking to drivers about road safety. Achieving Vision Zero means not only infrastructure changes, but getting drivers and pedestrians to buy in and follow the rules of the road.
So there are some projects scheduled to come up this year DPW thinks will help with this roadway safety. One of them, 29th and 30th Streets on the near northwest side, are being converted to two-ways. It will also have protected bike lanes added. The city is also getting ready to build a pedestrian bridge for the Nickel Plate Trail. Another one, not the one that just opened on Friday, this one over Keystone.
So we know this is kind of a long-term project. When are we expecting the next update from the task force?
Yeah, so the task force has a meeting in May. There they'll give their annual report, so that'll probably be our next big update. The city is also currently working on a public awareness campaign to kind of help with that educational aspect. We'll get to see that sometime in the next few months.
All right.
Jenna Webster reporting this afternoon. Thank you. And the Marion, Indiana Fire Department is announcing $20 million in damage after a massive fire at the Marion VA Medical Center. So we were there when the crew was putting out the flames. It happened 2 weeks ago, just after 6 in the morning of February 21st. The fire impacting engineering buildings 51, 52, and 53 on the center's campus. Fire crews saying the fire started in building 53, which was undergoing renovations and had the sprinkler system shut off. The cause of the fire remains undetermined. No injuries were reported and there was no impact to patient care.
All right, well, it's a Tuesday, but boy, oh boy, it's looked like a Monday, right? Just gloomy and rainy and cloudy. My goodness.
I mean, we could go on and on, but let's not. Sean's here.
Hey, it's not snow.
That's
It's
true.
not snow.
That's true. So how long is it going to last? Because I know you talked about rain for days.
Yeah, we're going to be in this through tomorrow morning and another batch tomorrow evening into Thursday morning. We are going to have some gaps before we get to a soggy start to the weekend, but we've got some sunshine to finish.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I like that end part.
There is a lot going on, so I'm trying to give you at least a little optimism there toward the finish. But yeah, we've got a west to east moving zone of rain that's been pretty steady over I-70 and points just south here. Warm front that's stalling out. So it's almost more of a stalled front, if you will. 52 in Bloomington, 66 in Bedford. We've had sunshine in 70s over southwest Indiana, 30s and low 40s north. So this zone is going to be the focal point for more widespread rain and at times some heavy rain. That's why a flood watch has been issued. It includes Indianapolis and Bloomington, Columbus, Greenwood, Greencastle and Terre Haute here. This is until tomorrow morning with the expectation that that zone is going to get probably about 1.5 inches to locally 3 inches, and that could cause some flooding. You should use caution if you're traveling overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning when it's dark, as some of the roadways in that area could become water covered here. All right, so that's what we're talking about. This is early tomorrow morning. We'll settle the atmosphere down briefly, and then we're going to be right back at it tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. More on that and that 7-day ahead in just a little bit. Stay with us.
Hey, coming to you from Hamilton County, where last night around 11 o'clock, all of our phones went off with this alert, an all clear for an evacuation order. But as you can tell, it doesn't even say which city this evacuation order is for, and that caused a lot of confusion. So I went to Hamilton County EMA today, and they broke down exactly what happened. So there was a gas leak in Arcadia, and folks within about a quarter mile of that gas leak had to evacuate, and that first alert went directly to them. And as people evacuated, they went further away from that area. So when it was time to send the all clear, Hamilton County EMA expanded that zone, sending it to every resident in Hamilton County. Now, better safe than sorry, but it caused a lot of panic and a lot of confusion. So EMA tells me they learned a few lessons, and that including which city that alert is for. And they know these alerts can be confusing at times, and if you want to know more about how they work, They want to hear from you, answer some of your questions. You can connect with them on the Hamilton County EMA Facebook page.